is one of my favorite songs to play. This is, of course, God Only Knows by Brian Wilson, the Beach Boys, 1966. Pet Sounds, and for years people have asked me to put together a lesson on this. This is it. It's here. And I'm really excited about it because I've had a few students work on this over the years, but I know there's a lot of people out there that don't make it here to TG Central and would rather learn it. So anyway, what we're going to do, this piece, of course, was kind of controversial when it came out. Brian's wife didn't think it was safe to have the word God in a title. Thought it could be career suicide, maybe, or something. But it worked out. And but the coolest thing about it is it's a beautiful tune. It's got unusual chords. It translates to guitar really well. We had Carl Wilson's voice on it. He didn't sing very much on the album, but Brian just thought that the sweetness of Carl's voice lent itself a little bit better to the song. So some unusual things in the playing. What I did with this arrangement, and I don't think I've ever done this with a vocal piece before, is it's pretty much exactly the way the arrangement went on the recording. There's an intro, there are two verses, there's this completely unrelated interlude with multiple voices, three-part harmony, kind of counterpoint going on, and I tried to work all of that in, and then ending with the last verse again, and the outro where we've kind of got echoing stuff going on. So ordinarily, when I arrange a vocal piece, I would think I'm going to shorten it because we don't need to hear all the verses without the words. This one stands up to the test of time. Hearing three verses, even if you play them pretty much exactly the same way, no problem. So we'll break this up into a few different segments. We'll have the intro, and then the verse, and then the interlude, and probably the outro or something. So we'll see how it goes. I shoot this before I shoot the lesson. And one of the unusual things that we hear in here is the mono bass. Where I keep that up through the verse. Until now. Now we get into alternating because it kind of changes the texture. Anyway, we're gonna look at all that stuff. But so this is not your normal finger picking piece, and of course it has little instrumental parts that are kind of different from everything else too. So, okay, enough rambling on about this. Here come a little breakdown. What I'll do in each segment is play through what I'm going to be talking about in that segment close up and slow, so you can just see what's going on. So if you want to just kind of tackle it yourself with the tablature, you can just look at the first part of the lesson, or the first part of each segment, and then I will work through each one measure by measure. So that's it. Here we go with God Only Knows. Or the second ending. Heading off into the little instrumental part. Couple of important things here. I didn't mention this in any place earlier yet, but the song is, this part of the song and the beginning really has to be done in swing time, although we don't hear it very clearly until the third measure of the verse. We really hear it here. Up until then, we've had very few eighth notes that show us the swing. And now in the beginning of this, we're on a D chord, and what we have timing wise is quarter note triplets in the second half of the measure. And that can be a really tricky little thing to get timed exactly right, because you don't want it to sound like this. That would be an eighth and a tied eighth and another eighth. So those three quarter notes have to be equally spread over the two beats. So this also doesn't help us hear any swing here. Now the way I play that I roll the D. I would probably roll the second D, even though we were only repeating 2 notes. And I flatten out my first finger to get the C sharp back at the 2nd fret there, to making the equivalent of a little hinge bar. And then your 3rd finger is going to slide down from the D into what we have here is an E7 chord with B in the bass, or an E6 chord really.